Welcome back to Starting Sports. Today is December 6th, and the topic for today is Tua Tagovailoa and the Miami Dolphins. It's very obvious why this team is being talked about. Just a short month and a half ago, this team was 1-7. Now, they sit at 6-7 going into their bye week with an easy last 4 games, primed to make the playoffs. And this was a team with a lot of controversy around it there for a second. Is Tua the guy during the trade deadline? They didn't start him that Thursday night game. Jacoby Brissett went in, got hurt, and then Tua came back and won the game versus the Ravens. Can Tua stay healthy? Is Brian Flores really the guy in Miami? Those questions were being asked because, well, they were 1-7. And, you know, they had 5 turnovers in their win versus the Texans. This team was not sitting pretty. Now at 6-7, they are sitting pretty, and this video's purpose is to talk about how they have gone on that 5-game win streak and why Tua Tagovailoa is a perfect fit in Miami. So without further ado, long intro aside, let's get right into it. Now, let's start off with how they're on that win streak. If you look at that 7-game losing streak, they turned the ball over an absurd amount of times, 12 times, and only forced 6 turnovers. That's not how you win football games, especially with Jacoby Brissett as your QB. And then when you look at this 5-game win streak, barring the Texans win, which they turned the ball over 5 times in, but we're not going to talk about that. Barring the Texans win, they have only turned the ball over twice and forced a grand total of 7 turnovers. That is the difference right there. The defense is forcing turnovers and the offense is being efficient. First of all, though, let's start off with this defense because we all know that is the mainstay of this team. Last year, Brian Flores came in and it was a whole different squad. It was a different team immediately. Their defense was one of the best in the league, and to start this season, their defense was giving up points. 45 to the Buccaneers, 35 to the Bills, 31 to the Raiders, 30 to the Falcons. But on this win streak, they have only allowed more than 10 points one time, and that was to the New York Jets. They have allowed 9 points, 10 points, 17 points, 10 points, 9 points. They have not played good offenses during that span. But regardless, during a 5-game streak, you can allow only 11 points per game in the NFL. That is incredible. That's an incredible coaching job by Brian Flores, and the Dolphins defense is finally gelling again. You love to see it. The Brian Flores hot seat talks should be well over, and the offense is gelling. Tua and Jalen Waddle are a tandem right now. Jalen Waddle, drafted 6th overall over Devontae Smith, came in to be the guy. He's already played with Tua, started off playing pretty well actually, but during this stretch, he's not playing pretty well. He's playing fucking fantastic, especially for a rookie wide receiver. Jalen Waddle is playing great football. They already have tight end Mike Gesicki, who you can just lob it up to. He'll catch it one-handed. You already have Devontae Parker. The thing that this offense is missing, because I truly believe that the passing game is going to just steadily get better and better and better as long as Tua stays healthy. The thing that this offense is missing is a true rushing game. Now, first and foremost, they don't have the offensive line to have a great rushing game. The offensive line's been bad this year. There's no way around that. The offensive line has been bad. And Myles Gaskin, in my opinion, is a good running back. I don't think he's a great rushing running back. I mean, he had, it's very hard to judge this season because, well, he has a bad offensive line. But he's a very good receiving back, and he should stay there for the long haul. I personally don't see why not. But if this team gets a rushing game going with the pass game that I believe will just steadily get better and better and better, the Dolphins will give the Bills and Patriots a run for their money every year when it comes to the AFC East. I truly believe that because the defense with Brian Flores is just going to be very good. Jalen Phillips has been a stud. Javon Holland has been a stud. You already have Byron Jones, Xavier Howard. This defense is going to be good. Now it's up to the offense to follow suit. And Tua, when he's healthy, is very efficient. which I know is not the best thing to say when it comes to QBs, because there was a point where Baker Mayfield, hey, very efficient. Jared Goff, hey, very efficient. And those guys, we all know the perception about them now. I'm not saying Tua's gonna be Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, hell, even Justin Herbert. I'm not saying that. But why I think he's different from the Baker Mayfield, the Jared Goff, like those guys that really had a great perception about them, but then really fell off due to lack of progression. I think the difference between those guys and Tua is, I think Tua is a smarter QB. Tua does not have an arm, and, well, he knows that. He does not throw the ball down past 20 yards down the field. He just doesn't do it. If this guy can develop an arm with a very good football IQ that I truly believe Tua has, this team is gonna be a very consistent name in the playoffs. And if that's all that Tua needs to do is get his arm strength up and his overall arm talent, which is very easier said than done, obviously. But I believe with this football IQ, you already have Jalen Waddle, Devontae Parker. Hell, throw in another receiver during next year's draft. I'm not saying first round. I'm saying third or fourth. Throw in another guy with Mike Gesicki, Myles Gaskin being a good pass-catching back. If this offensive line can get its shit together, and if Tua can get some arm strength going, this team's gonna be something. This team's gonna be something long term, because they're sitting at 6-7 right now, and they are legitimately primed for the playoffs. If this team can make the playoffs, which when in the season they went on a 7-game losing streak, that is a story like no other. And the reason I say why they're primed for the playoffs is because going into their bye week, week 14, then they play the Jets with, Zach Wilson, who has been very shaky. He's been very shaky. Then you play the Saints, which Taysom Hill, Trevor Siemian, it doesn't really matter. The Saints have a good defense, but the offense is buns. Titans, we don't know if Derrick Henry will be back for this, so I'm gonna put that one on standby. But if Derrick Henry isn't playing, Titans aren't scoring more than 20. And then you play the Patriots week 18, which odds are they're gonna be resting their starters because, well, they're making the playoffs. This Dolphins team could make the playoffs after a 7-game losing streak. Those words just left my mouth, and I cannot believe that. Brian Flores, if this happens, should win Coach of the Year. The debate about Tua needs to just stop overall. Tua's not going to be a perfect QB, but in my opinion, the debate should stop because he's a perfect fit for this Miami Dolphins team. Now, if you can get Deshaun Watson, I still think you'd do it. But the debate about Tua needs to end. He is the guy in Miami. Brian Flores is the coach of Miami. Okay, this Dolphins team has a legitimate shot to give the Bills and Patriots a run for their money every single season, because that defense with Brian Flores coaching is phenomenal, and the offense, these are the baby stages. They just need to progress. It's not going to be a fast progression. It'll be slow. But Tua and Waddle. In Tua and Waddle, I trust. That's all I got to say. I trust in those two guys. I trust in Brian Flores doing an incredible job with this defense. And I hope Miami makes the playoffs. I really do, because that story is incredible. That's going to do it for me today. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like and subscribe. First video in a few months. School took most of my time. But, yeah, I'm back. So, yeah, have a great day.